Hallo liebe Kinder, wie geht's? Hoffentlich gut. Heute beginnen wir mit einer neuen Lektion, Lektion 3. Ordnung muss sein. Ordnung is order. Order in the sense, everything in its own place, everything as planned. That is Ordnung. Okay? So neat and tidy. So everything has to be in order. That is the meaning of this title. Now let us start. As usual, we will first start with Did you know? Core German values are discipline, efficiency, hard work, and planning. Rules and regulations are an important part of German life. We all know this, right? Germans are even often stereotyped to be very disciplined, very punctual, and people fear to be not punctual or indisciplined in front of Germans. Let us read further. There are rules for everything. If you play music loudly in your home, especially after 10 pm, the chances are that your neighbors will knock at your door and show annoyance. They also at times call the police. Even in their personal life, strict rules could be laid out for children. Most school-going children are expected to be in bed between 8 and 9 pm. That is too early for us. We don't even have our dinner at this time, mostly. It is very rare to see children accompanying their parents out for dinner to a restaurant or to visit relatives and friends late in the evening on a weekday. Since they have next day school, they won't go out on the weekday. How is it in your society? Is music often played loudly after 10 pm? What's your usual bedtime? Do you accompany your parents out for dinner to your relatives or friends in the evening? Absolutely, right? We always go along with our parents. They never leave us alone. They always take us along everywhere. And it is quite often that we accompany them to our friends, our relatives, to restaurant. It happens quite often, whether it is a weekday or a weekend, right? And music is not allowed actually after 10 pm. But if they play, we don't actually go and knock. Only if it is too loud, we might go and tell that please play it softly. But otherwise, no one goes to tell anyone anything. We are used to loud music, loud traffic signal, traffic noise, horn, all the time, right? Okay, so that is a lot of difference between discipline in India and discipline in Germany. Jetzt Kursbuch. Hier haben wir ein Foto. Was seht ihr auf dem Foto? Hier ist Mutti und auch Stefan. Stefan sitzt. Und was macht die Mutti? Sie ist ärgerlich. She is angry. Why? See on the floor. Everything is lying here and there. Right? So she is obviously not liking it. So she is maybe scolding him. Correct? Now let us see what is actually happening. What are they saying in the next slide. Übung 1, we just now discussed. What is Übung 1? Schau das Bild an. Look at the picture. Was ist hier los? Means what is happening over here. We already discussed this right now. Alle Sachen liegen unordentlich auf dem Boden. Stefan sitzt und die Mutti, sie ist ärgerlich. Und jetzt Übung 2. Hör zu. Was sagt die Mutter? Was antwortet Stefan? So we have an audio of their dialogue. Let us listen to the audio and simultaneously read this dialogue. It is given in the written form over here. So let us listen.
Modul 6, Lektion 3. Ordnung muss sein. Was sagt die Mutter? Was antwortet Stefan?
Stefan, wie sieht es hier denn aus? Unmöglich! Mach bitte Ordnung und zwar sofort.
Schon gut, Mutti. Die Bücher stelle ich auf das Regal. Meine Klamotten lege ich in den Schrank. Die Tennisschuhe stelle ich unter das Bett. Die CDs lege ich auf das Regal.
Und die Dosen?
Die kommen in den Abfalleimer in der Küche. Keine Sorge.
So did you listen? She's obviously not liking it, correct? Stefan, wie sieht es hier denn aus? Means, how is all this looking? How's sehen es to look? Here, how is it all looking? Unmöglich is impossible. Mach bitte Ordnung means keep everything on their place. Make order over here means just tidy up the place. Und zwar sofort. Und zwar is used when you want to give extra information. So clean everything and that too immediately. Sofort is immediately. Schon gut, Mutti, die Bücher stelle ich auf das Regal. Meine Klamotten lege ich in den Schrank. Die Tennisschuhe stelle ich unter das Bett. Die CDs lege ich auf das Regal. So here if you see, what are the sentence formations here? The grammar. Here everywhere he is saying, I will keep. That means there is a change in position. So everywhere we are using accusative. Die Bücher stelle ich auf das Regal. I will keep the books on the shelf. So, accusative. Meine Klamotten. Klamotten is Kleidung, clothes. Meine Klamotten lege ich in den Schrank. Accusative. Die Tennisschuhe stelle ich unter das Bett. Noch einmal Accusative. Die CDs lege ich auf das Regal. Accusative. Und die Dosen. Dose is a can. You can see the cans to the right hand side of the picture. The cans are lying there now of cola. Die kommen in den Abfalleimer in der Küche. Keine Sorge. Die means the Dosen. The Dosen. The cans will come in the Abfalleimer means dustbin. They'll come in the dustbin in the kitchen. Keine Sorge means don't worry. I'll do everything. Okay? Übung 4. Lies noch einmal den Anfang von Hörtext 2. Anfang means beginning. Read once again the beginning of the text that we read right now. Was sagt die Mutter? Was antwortet Stefan? Was sagt die Mutter? Stefan, wie sieht es hier denn aus? Unmöglich. Mach bitte Ordnung und zwar sofort. Ja, sie ist ärgerlich und sie sagt, Ordnung zu machen. To keep everything on their places. Und zwar sofort, immediately. So, what is Stefan saying? Schon gut, keine Sorge. Ich stelle das dorthin, das hierhin. I'll keep this over there, that over there. He's telling everything where he will keep everything. Okay? So he is in a laid back attitude. What is the question given here in the fourth exercise? Sagt deine Mutter auch das auch manchmal? Does your mother also say this sometimes? Und was antwortest du? Ja, meine Mutter sagt das immer. Ich räume mein Zimmer nie auf. Und dann ist sie ärgerlich. Sie ist angry. Und ich sage, ja, ich mache das sofort. Yes, I will do it immediately. Ja? Gut. Übung 5. Was macht Stefan? Ergänze die Verben und die Artikel. Stefan dash die Bücher auf dash Regal. We have to not only fill the verb, we also have to fill the article. So here first blank will be the verb. Stefan stellt die Bücher auf das Regal. This can be filled with the help of the text that we read right now also. Otherwise you can use your common sense also. It is simple. Stefan stellt die Bücher auf das Regal. Er legt die Klamotten in den Schrank. Die Tennisschuhe stellt er unter das Bett. Die CDs legt er auf das Regal. Die Dosen kommen in den Abfalleimer. Everywhere the verb is showing a change in position. Stellen, legen, kommen. Right? That is why everywhere the articles are accusative. Here pictures are given. Stefan legt die Bücher auf den Schreibtisch. Stefan stellt die Bücher auf das Regal. So they have given the difference between legen and stellen. Legen is horizontal, stellen is vertical. Okay? Both of them show a change in position. So after the preposition we use accusative. Und jetzt Übung 6. Wohin soll ich dash legen? Oder stellen oder hängen. Übt zu zweit wie im Beispiel. So we have to form dialogues using the things given. In the table you will see the things. What are the things given? Poster, calendar, Brille, Schuhe, Pullover, Schultasche, Dose, Schlüssel and handy. All of the things are clear to us. Only Brille you must have forgotten. It is given in the pictorial form above. Brille is a spectacle. And then Schlüssel. Schlüssel is a key. Other things are clear. And then what places are given? Places also. 1. Schreibtisch, bed, Schublade. What is Schublade? It is drawer. It is given in the picture above. Schrank we know, Regal. Commode. Commode is given in the picture. It is a furnishing item which has only drawers in it. Okay? It is not a cupboard. It is a small furnishing item that has only drawers. That is a commode. Nachttisch. Nachttisch is also given in the picture. It is a small furnishing item mostly kept in the corridor or in the corner of some room for keeping a vase, or it has also a drawer. You can keep things in it. It is not very big, a small furnishing item. And Stuhl also we know. Now we have to form the dialogues. Always we are going to ask wohin, not wo, wohin. Wohin soll ich das Poster hängen? So you have to choose one of the things given in the table in the second column. So they have chosen poster. Wohin soll ich das Poster hängen? Häng bitte das Poster an die Wand. If you see here in the answer, they have given 3 verbs in the first column. Stell bitte, leg bitte and häng bitte. All of them show a change in position. So we are going to use only accusative. For example, stell bitte die Dose auf den Schreibtisch. Okay? So you are still keeping it. So it is accusative. And this is also an imperative, this sentence. It is an instruction. Keep this over there, keep that over here. It is an instruction, right? That is why the verb has come first in the imperative form. Let me give you one more example. Wohin soll ich den Kalender stellen? Stell bitte den Kalender auf den Nachttisch. Okay? Wohin soll ich den Schlüssel legen? Leg bitte den Schlüssel in die Schublade. Okay? Wohin, or you can also use hängen for Schlüssel. You can hang the key, na? Wohin soll ich den Schlüssel hängen? Häng bitte den Schlüssel neben das Schrank, for example. Or an die Wand. That will be a better answer. Häng bitte den Schlüssel an die Wand, at the wall. Okay? Simple. Try to form at least 4 such dialogues and write them in your classwork notebook.